Welcome to the January 6th edition of Transitions. I'm one of your hosts, Callie McCurdy, and our other host, John Mim, is out tonight. He's sick.
I'm Danielle Alio, in for the wonderful John Mim, and it's always an honor.
Don't talk him up, Danielle. It's okay.
But it's an honor to try to fill his shoes, you know.
They're rather large, literally. So we have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. We have the great Socio here.
And we also have Christina Mastro, who is actually a 2009 Cabrini College graduate, who is now at Boston University going to grad school for graphic design.
And how funny, because that ties into our major relationship segment. We're talking about, a little late, the Craigslist killer. I mean, this obviously was something that happened over a year ago. But the movie just came out, which is sort of a touchy subject, and it happened at BU, Boston University. So she doesn't even know.
Christina,
so
close your ears.
Yeah, you don't even need to hear this. And then, of course, we're talking major game this weekend, the Eagles and the Packers with Dan. So let's get started.
I'm here tonight with a very special guest, Christina Mastro. She is a May 2009 Cabrini alum. She's a graphic designer and a current graduate student at Boston University. So I'm very excited to have her on the show. She also was my roommate back at Cabrini, so it's extra special. So thank you for being on.
You're very welcome.
All right, so let's dive into it. So you just finished your first semester at Boston University as a grad student. Can you talk about the transition from being an undergrad student to working and then going to grad school? Like, what was that like?
I graduated Cabrini in May 2009, and when I first graduated, I didn't really want to go to graduate school, and so I was applying for jobs, and then I worked at a part-time job for a year. And
Where did you work?
I worked at AC Moore Arts and Crafts
Cool.
in Morriswood, Pennsylvania. And it was interesting. It was definitely a learning experience. I was a certified custom framer, and that has to do with design because I got to design people's mats and artwork. And then I wanted to apply to grad school. So I applied to a few different colleges, and I really wanted to go to Boston University. So
What was it about, like, Boston University that made it your top choice?
I don't really remember why I first wanted to go there, but I heard a lot of good things about it, and a lot of like big people, big names went there. So I really wanted to go there.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on getting in, because
Thank
I know
you.
that's a prestigious school. So my next question, I have my arts and entertainment segment. So I know that your school, you told me that they have some pretty sweet guest speakers, including Spike Lee and the Disney animator from Beauty and the Beast. What's it like hearing them speak, and have you taken away any words of wisdom or good advice?
We had a lot of guest speakers. I didn't actually get to see Spike Lee because I went to another speaker who came that night, and he does Hat Show Print. It's a letterpress company, and they do letterpress for all different kinds of bands and famous people, and so that was really interesting to learn about. And the guy who did the Disney animation, his name is Don Han. He's a director and producer, and it was really cool. He was a really nice guy. He told us like his story and how he went into animation, but he wanted to do more directing, so he did that instead. But another animator came in and he talked with them, and he gave us a lot of good like wisdom and advice. Like the one thing he said, if you're in this kind of business, you're gonna be in it forever. People, they don't retire when they're 65. They work until they drop dead, literally.
And thanks, Christina. And I just have to make one comment on that. I know you mentioned the iPad, the magazine format for the iPad, and that is actually incredible. I saw it in one of my graphic design classes in my senior year of college, and it's interactive, and people sort of come alive on the page. It's like you're watching a TV show, but it's classified as a magazine.
I definitely liked when she was describing the difference between good and bad graphic design. I couldn't help but feel when she was saying what is bad graphic design that she was describing my work.
Oh, probably anything that I do as well. Yeah. I wouldn't know the difference. I mean, I make a heart out of like a 3, and one of the little symbols on the computer, that's good to me.
Yeah.
I'm not much advanced.
I was like, what's wrong with word art?
Going now to our main guests, we have the great Socio. You guys have been running through Manayunk with their sound. I see you guys posting all over Facebook about shows. It's incredible, and we're really excited to have you guys on. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
But let's go through. Everyone introduce yourselves, what you play, vocals.
I'm Albert, and I'm the lead singer and trumpet player of the Great Socio.
I'm Greg. I play bass and write lyrics for the Great Socio.
I'm Monty, and I play keys, piano, organ, and synth.
I'm Nick, and I play the drums.
All right. So immediately off the bat, you guys are coming out with an EP. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, what can we expect to hear on this?
It's a collection of 7 songs that we put together since we started the band in February. It was originally going to be an album, but for time's sake, we decided to make it an EP. We've recently introduced our new drummer, Nick.
And he's pretty excited about that, apparently.
Totally. Unfortunately, it's going to take me a while to, get all of the new songs. I've only been in the band for about a month and a half
Yeah,
at this point.
don't
so
screw that up, Nick.
I'm trying. Nope.
It's a big deal.
He's not
Yeah.
trying, he's succeeding.
Well, they threatened to hurt me if
Are you,
I
yeah, are
didn't
you guys like
succeed,
hazing
so-
him? You like beat him with his drumsticks?
Yeah, well, he recently moved in with us, so we lock him out when he doesn't have a good practice. So, things are going well. He hasn't messed up in a while.
Well, in your bio, it talks about that you guys use modern technology, and when you were going through the different instruments, I heard trumpet, and then you hear normally in a band like drums and stuff. So, can you describe to us like your sound and your use of modern technology?
We really like to utilize as much sound as we can, only being a 4-piece without a guitar player. So we do a lot of neat things, like as a keys player, I use 3, sometimes 4 different keyboards and just a wealth of effects beneath me to, create as many sounds and have as many things going. Even though I only have 2 hands, I sometimes have all 3 keyboards and a bunch of effects going at the same time. Then Craig, our bass and guitar amp players, we like to joke around. He has a pedal rig that actually splits his line between multiple amps, so he can have multiple things looping and running at the same time. So we'd really just like to try to utilize whatever we can get our hands on to make our sound as big as possible, even though we are only a 4-piece.
I mean, you guys are wild. I came into this Borders, and there's beating on this table and like wild sounds coming out of a keyboard that I've never heard a piano make before. And I'm like, what is going on back there? So you guys really do utilize the most random sounds, but it comes together. You guys have your music on your Facebook page. It's like immediately just jumps into this great sound. It's loud, it's fun, it's like racket, but in a good way. And I think it's pretty awesome that you guys are bringing that new sound to Manayunk.
Mhm.
You don't see a lot of it there. And you guys have you played at the Grape Room yet?
We've played at the Grape Room twice.
That's great. Yeah, at the Grape Room, they're a great place to get in Manayunk. And
Yeah, we love Scooter down at the
Yeah.
Grape Room. They've been great to us.
yeah,
The crowd there is always awesome.
and where else have you guys been playing?
We've played the Grape Room, we've played North Star, we host the Open Jam at Lickety Split every Wednesday night, which starts at about 11:30. We've played First Friday at Triumph. Where else? We played anywhere else, guys?
Club Risque.
We played Club Risque a couple weeks ago with Powerless.
What's that about?
Well,
Risque?
Club Risque is a gentleman's club, but they also have a music club upstairs. So
You were accompanying, were you
Club not.
we were not
tournament to strippers?
We were not accompanying strippers, no. Your ticket could have gotten you into the strip club, but we were separate.
So they're just like, all right, guys,
Craigslist killer
you're gonna
story.
play here.
Yes. I like
Here's
that.
the ticket if you do want to go look at the girls, but just play,
I can
just
say
keep it going.
Something
Just
like
like
that.
side ticket, go on down there if you want, but play here.
It was promoted as tunes and another word that starts with T that I can't say on the radio too. There was one of these events held beforehand.
Tequila? Maybe
Yes,
you can
yes,
say
that was the
one.
word.
That
No,
one's
man.
fine, yeah.
All right then.
Let's say it was wholesome family fun. But we do have sorry.
You just gotta save it. So our computers and crap.
Yeah, we're used to all that stuff. So we know it's all-
Our high tech, editing software. Someday we'll have to do a beat and it'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. You cats ready?
Wait, let me make sure. I just want to make sure, because I'm pretty sure John put some of this together. This bio, is this actually from your website?
Not
it
until
your
we have their
words?
ads, I think.
Okay.
Just
But
so
I
we know
wanna ask
exactly
if
what they
he-
want us to say.
Okay.
Otherwise, that might count as like another ad spot.
True.
We can say if you want to sponsor transitions,
Go ahead.
contact us at blah, blah, blah.
So we actually also do have a show coming up, actually several shows coming up in different areas, so for listeners coming from different places. Our next Philly show is going to be at Lickety Split on Friday the 21st. And then we're going to be up near the Poconos in Stroudsburg at an art show on the February 5th at the Main Street Jukebox in the Stroudsburg People. And then also coming up in May, we're really excited about is Mayfair Festival of the Arts, which is a large music festival in Allentown, Pennsylvania that we got to play last year. But this year they're kicking it up a notch and giving us a bigger stage, so it's going to be fun. So people should keep an eye out for that, and they can always find that information on our website, thegreatsocio.com, and stuff like that.
And you're talking about that you played at all these different places, but it even says that you had a winning performance, so you won something.
Yeah, we performed at some people are familiar with Philly Rising at World Cafe Live. What they do is they host an open mic on Monday nights. So any musicians that are interested in just showing people their art, they come out, and winner is chosen every week, and then they go on to another competition with like the winners of a particular month, and then they do like a year-round competition and stuff like that. So we advanced like the second level of Philly Rising, which was fun. And, it was a good time. It was good for promotion. We got a lot of good contacts out of it. It was a good time.
Yeah, I have to say, you guys started in February.
Mhm.
So, honestly, that's not that long ago. It's just barely, it's not even a year yet. It will just barely be a year. And you seem, I'm looking at your background, and you guys have had so much sort of radio coverage, it seems, and you've opened for bands like Badfish. You did the Philly Rising. You guys are really good at the self-promotion, and even just like social media, Facebook, I see all the time, Great Socio here, Great Socio there. You guys made an event for this interview. I mean, you guys are awesome at the self-promotion, and I think, that plays a large role in making it these days, and you don't see a lot of other musicians sort of promoting themselves that much. So, like, who's in charge of that? Like, who, Albert is?
I guess, apparently. No, we all do our fair share of promoting. I mean, it's a lot of work, and nobody's going to do it for you. So
Exactly.
we all care about our music, and we really want people to hear it and enjoy it. So it's the work you got to do to succeed if we want to succeed.
And you guys are good at it, I have to say.
And then you also say, like on your website, that you have an intense dedication to the message. What would the message be?
Hand this over to the lyricist. Our lyrics are based around social situations. The Great Socio is literally like everybody. People living their lives in different ways, doing different things that they do. And it's a message of, a positive message of everybody, settling differences and understanding, everybody.
Well, as the newcomer to the band, maybe I'm pretty good to speak on this because I have a slightly fresher perspective than these guys. But the thing that made me want to work with these guys in the first place was the fact that they write really solid songs. I think that is definitely the strong point of the group, our ability to compose really interesting things. Guys, thoughts, comments, questions?
I just think we're all really pretty.
Well,
That's really all I think.
Except for that one.
well, I do hear I have the face for radio, so.
I think the fact that we don't have guitar is really
Yeah,
cool and an interesting thing. The fact that we can cover so many different sounds, so many different styles, genres of music, because we all come from very different musical backgrounds, but we all are very passionate about the same types of music regardless, and we come up with a lot of different styles. I mean, the fact that Monty can play with 4 different keyboards gives us the ability to create so many different styles for our music, and it allows us to continue moving and to keep the momentum going as far as the creative process goes, and that's really helpful for a band.
Yep.